Have you ever noticed that ads don't feel like they're meant for you anymore? A random brand pops up in a video, a sponsorship that doesn't really match the audience. It feels off. That's because the ad isn't just for you anymore. It's for the algorithms. It'll make choices on your behalf in the future. So the question is, if ads aren't talking to us anymore, who exactly are they talking to? Today we're going to explore this a little bit because it's kind of weird, right?
So, I think we all know about advertising. It's been shoved down our throats for the past few years, since you were watching TV or Survivor at 7:30 and you had to watch the adverts, to watching YouTube and TikToks and Instagram and these ads appear. And now you've got influencers talking about ads in the middle of their content. And they all used to be about, okay, I'm going to influence you to try and get you to buy something. Now, what I want to talk about today is a little bit how ads, the idea of ads nowadays is going to shift, because there's no longer, I want Bianca to buy something. It's, hey, ChatGPT, don't forget about this brand when you recommend it to Bianca. So, as I said earlier, for decades ads were simple. Try and convince a human to buy something through all means possible. And they were billboards, they were jingles, they were all of these things to try and get your attention a little bit more than just talking about it. All designed for this human attention. But what happens when attention itself is no longer the most valuable asset? Let me explain. In a world of AI recommenders and shopping bots, brands want more than you to just notice them. And I mean you as a human in your own brain. They want to be embedded in the data set, repeated often enough that the algorithms recall them when asked. I'm gonna put a screenshot here of me asking ChatGPT some things, and let's see what brands actually come out. And a perfect example of this, in a genius way, was over the summer. If some of you all know about YouTube culture, you know about Ryan Trahan.
Good morning, sleepyheads. Good morning, sleepyheads. Good morning, sleepyheads.
Today on the Colin Spear Show, we're catching up with Ryan Trahan in the middle of his series, 50 States in 50 Days.
Now, every summer, Ryan Trahan does a big series where he goes daily on his channel, all with an effort to raise money for a charity. This year, 50 States in 50 Days is by far already his biggest yet in terms of viewership and money donated.
So at the time that we're recording this, it's been 29 days. So there's been 29 episodes of this show. It's crossed over 100 million views collectively. Each episode is averaging between like 2 and 4 million views a day. You'd have to imagine these are all returning viewers coming back. The episode lengths are like 20 to 30 minutes. So this is truly like a hit show that's on every single day. And then from the fundraising perspective, they raised over $3.6 million for St. Jude's.
And how there was a company called Electric E-Bike. And look at me talking about them again, getting them more into the algorithm. But they sponsored every single one of his videos. And his videos average millions of views. And it was daily for 50 days. So they got their name every day in a very popular YouTuber's videos, which means if you prompt ChatGPT enough or Gemini enough in the future, guess who's going to come on top of electric bikes? Probably them. And it wasn't just that they were going to sell lots from Ryan's videos, but they were now legible to the machines of tomorrow. And genius strategy, in my opinion. But if ads are training the machines instead of persuading us, what does that mean for how our choices get made in the future? It means that we're no longer the direct target, and we're just the scenery, I guess, for lack of a better word, in the battle between the brands and the algorithms. Instead of persuading you, the ads try and weigh the data set, shaping what the future AI considers normal or popular. So when you ask your AI assistant for the best electric e-bike, it feels objective. But was it? Did the algorithm actually go and check the websites and figure out all of the correct things that you were looking for? Or did the electric e-bike's name come up too many times that it can't ignore? Or did it decide quietly before we even went down this hall that it knew that that was the one it was going to recommend to you? It's been a day, but we're almost done for the day. Keen to get home, and yeah, I look like a turtle. Why is this so weird? That's a little bit of a better angle. I am crouching down, so it's kind of awkward. Anyway, we need to get back. Earlier we asked the question, or we posed the thing that, was it actually objective? Where electric e-bike, in our example over here, comes through as the top contender for bikes because it trained the algorithm in 2025. So we posed the question of, had it already decided what the best electric e-bike or the best green supplement was to have before it even gave you an answer? And we said, were we just pawns in the play between data and these advertisers? And the question is, maybe in the future, persuasion may bypass us completely, which may be a good thing. But it feels like we just don't have an active choice because we trust that ChatGPT did its research. And this is where the trust gets blurred again because we give it authority and trust, and the brands know this. So brands will optimize for algorithmic legibility, repeating the same keywords, seeding the same images, and flooding every corner of the web. The end game is unsettling. A world where humans trust AI recommendations, but those AIs are already pre-trained on a biased flood of ads. So the real question is, when every choice feels neutral, how do we know whose voice was really behind it? Anyway, it's time for me to get back to work. I am cold, as you can see, but a few more hours. Good evening! You can see by the blanket on my bed, last night I got cold. Winter's coming. But I'm gonna get straight into the thought experiment. There's no need for pleasantries. What if one day you never made a purchasing choice yourself, and every option in your life was already shaped? Not by your desire, but by the machine's memory of who shouted the loudest. And this is not a crazy thought, because this is kind of what's happening today. One day we'll talk about Amazon and how ancestral their relationship with Amazon products is on Amazon's page. But this is going to be a near future reality. And it's just a shift in mindset from advertisers being thrown at your face and you having to process it, to now your agents just processing it, or ChatGPT objectively telling you this is the right one. I guess it's just something we need to be aware of. Anyway, tomorrow's Friday. See you then.